Hello everyone, this is Navanita. Now we are going to discuss the topic from Is Matter Pure? That is about solutions. So all of us enjoy drinking soda water and lemonade, right? So we know that they are examples of homogeneous mixtures. So here this lemonade and soda water are the examples of homogeneous mixtures. We know these solutions, yes, so appears to be same throughout the composition. So the homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances from which we cannot separate its components by the process of filtration is called a solution. So here soda water or lemonade. To prepare lemonade, we need to take lemon juice, sugar, salt and water. So once if we prepare the solution, we cannot take out the sugar, salt, lemonade, right, and water from the solution. So here solutions means we cannot separate its components by the process of filtration. So when we filter this lemonade juice, we cannot separate the sugar particles, salt particles, water and the lemon juice. So such type of solutions are called solutions. So solutions can be in the form of solids, liquids or gases. So a solution has minimum two components. So what is the composition, right, of the solution is minimum 2. So here a solvent and solute. Right, the components of the solution that dissolves the other component in it. So the component of the solution that dissolves the other component in it. So usually the components in larger quantity is called solvent. Right, the component which is in the larger quantity, that is called solvent. Right, we know solution has a minimum two components, those are solute and solvent. So in a solution, the component which is in larger quantity, that is solvent. And the component of solution usually, right, the component present in lesser quantity, that is dissolved in the solvent, is called solute. So here the solute is dissolved in solvent. Always the solvent quantity is larger and the solute quantity is lesser. Okay. So a solution of sugar is prepared by dissolving the sugar in water. So when we take in a beaker sugar and water, so we know after some time this sugar will completely dissolve in this water. So we can call this solution as a sugar solution. Right? So here this sugar solution is prepared by dissolving the sugar in water. So in this solution, sugar is in the solid form, right? Sugar is a solid, so that is a solute, and water is liquid, is a solvent. Here sugar is dissolved in water, right? So the quantity of the sugar is less and the quantity of the water is more. Here the water is solvent and sugar is solute. So in the solution of iodine in alcohol, right, tincture of iodine. So iodine is solid. So is a solute here and alcohol is a liquid. So that is solvent here. So all aerated drinks are liquid solutions containing carbon dioxide gas. Right? So what is the gas in that? That is carbon dioxide gas as solute and water as solvent. So when we open the cap, the gas is evolved from the bottle, right? So that is a carbon dioxide gas. So that is in the less quantity in that. So that's why that is a solute, and water is in the larger quantity, that is a solvent there, right? So here Can you give some more examples for solutions and tell the solute and solvent present in those solutions? Yes. So we can give so many examples for this, and we can easily identify the solute and solvent present in the solution. We know the solute will dissolve in the solvent. Always the solute quantity is less and solvent quantity is larger, more. So the properties of the solution. So in a solution, the particles are so small in size that we cannot see them with our naked eyes. Right? In a solution, the particles are so small in size. So once the sugar particles are completely dissolved in water, so assume that this is a sugar plus water solution, right? Sugar solution here. So in this, after dissolving of sugar, we cannot see the sugar particles in this solution. So we can say that in a solution, the particles are so small in size that we cannot see them with our naked eyes. So they do not scatter a beam of light passing through the solution. So when we pass a beam of light through this solution, they do not scatter a beam of light due to its a small size. Okay, beam of light passing through the solution, and hence the path of light is not visible in a solution. So due to small size of the particles, so this type of solutions do not scatter a beam of light passing through the solution. So hence the path of light is not visible in a solution. So can you prove this with an experiment? Yes. So if the solution is diluted, can the path of light be visible? Yes. So here, one more interesting property of solution is that the solute particles do not settle down when left undisturbed. So can you give a reason? So if the solute particles are settling down in a solution, so can we call it as a homogeneous mixture? Yes, now we are going to discuss about this topic here. Right? So here, what would happen if you add a little more solute to a solvent? How do you determine the percentage of the solute present in a solution? So when we add more amount of solute to this solvent, then the solute particles will not dissolve in a solution. So how do you determine the percent of the solution present in a solution? Means the concentration of the solution depends upon the solute. Okay, so the concentration of a solution. So can we dissolve as much solute as we want in a given solution, solvent? So how do you decide the amount of solute that dissolves in a solvent? So here, solubility is the number of grams of a solute that dissolves in 100 grams of solvent to form a saturated solution at given temperature. So what is saturated solution here? So for example, when we take 1 gram of sugar and 50 ml of water to it. So in a beaker, we are taking 50 ml of water. Yes, to this 50 ml of water, we added 1 gram of sugar, just 1 gram. So here, also take 30 grams of sugar and add the same amount of water to it in another beaker. So in another beaker, we are taken 30 grams of sugar and 50 ml of water. So which one of the above solutions is called as dilute and which one is called concentrated? So here the first beaker is a diluted and second one is a concentrated. Right? Because here in the first solution we have only 1 gram of sugar and 50 ml of water. So this 1 gram of sugar easily dissolved in that water. In the second beaker we have 30 grams of sugar and 50 ml of water. So this 30 grams of sugar will not dissolve in that 50 ml of water. Yes, so here the concentration of the solute is more in the second beaker when compared to the first beaker. Right? So here, preparation of saturated and unsaturated solutions. So for this we need to take 50 ml of water in an empty cup. Okay, take 50 ml of water in an empty cup. Add 1 spoon of sugar to the water in the cup and stir until it dissolves. So this 1 spoon of sugar easily dissolve in that 50 ml of water. So keep on adding sugar to the cup and stir till no more sugar can be dissolved in it. So how many spoons of sugar is added? So here they are asking to add more and more spoons of sugar until no more sugar can be dissolved in it. So maybe assume that here 50 ml of water we are taking. So assume that only 6 or 7 spoons of sugar is dissolved in this cup of water, right, in this 50 ml of water. So after that there is no, here after this no sugar is dissolved in this. So what will happen here? So here when no more solute can be dissolved in the solution at a certain temperature, it is said to be a saturated solution. So here for example, in this cup of 50 ml of water, 6 spoons of sugar is dissolved. After that, when we add one more spoon of sugar into this, that sugar is not dissolved in this solution, right? So now this is a saturated solution. So when no more solute can be dissolved in the solution at certain temperature, it is said to be a saturated solution. So in a saturated solution, equilibrium with the undissolved solute at a certain temperature. If the amount of solute present in a solution is less than the in the saturated solution is called unsaturated solution. Okay, so here if the amount of solute present in a solution is less than that in the saturated solution is called unsaturated solution. So saturated solution means what? So here when no more solute can be dissolved in a solution at a certain temperature, it is said to be saturated solution. Unsaturated means the amount of solute present in a solution is less than that in the saturated solution, right? So such type of solutions are known as unsaturated solutions. So here take the solution prepared by you into a beaker and heat it slowly by 5 degrees to 6 degrees above the room temperature. Okay, so here do not boil this, just we have to raise the temperature 5 to 6 degrees above the room temperature. So the undissolved solute is dissolved. So now we are taking here the saturated solution. Yes, now we are heated that solution slowly. So what will happen once the solute is heated solution, here the salt, the sugar is dissolved now. So add some more sugar to this solution. What will happen? So here the more sugar dissolves in it easily when it is heated, right? So here find out whether this is true for the salt solution also. Yes, this is true for salt solution also. So here when we take 50 ml of water and no more salt is dissolved in that water, that is a saturated solution. So when we heat that solution, the salt will easily dissolve in that water, right? So this is about saturated and unsaturated solutions.